When children come to tutoring, there's this expectation that tutoring will either be very intense and very serious one-on-one work with their tutor, or that it will be a big group setting where they can muck around or just do worksheets for an hour. And I think both of those have their place. That's really not what we try to achieve at tutoring. What we do is to make sure that kids are having a good time and a positive experience. They're not feeling pressured, but they're still producing lots of work, and they're not being burdened by worksheets, they're not feeling left out by being in a big group. So what's really important for us is to make sure that children are paired when they're doing their tutoring. That means they've got a little bit of peer support, a little bit of collaboration, they're not feeling intimidated by having an older person just telling them what to do, but they're not being left out, they're not feeling like just a number. And we've found that that's created these amazing results for kids. But as soon as kids who have been on their own get a buddy, suddenly the magic starts to happen. These kids are doing more than they ever were before. They're producing more work, they're having more fun, it's better quality work, they're challenging themselves, they're challenging their buddy, and things really start to move for them. One of our older students, I think he's in year 10 or year 11, he actually has Asperger's, and last week we found out that he'd gotten 17 out of 20 in his English assignment. Now this is huge because his entire year 9 year, he did nothing. He didn't engage, he failed everything. And when he was coming to tutoring, we were a little concerned at first that he wasn't actually keeping up, that he wasn't really getting engaged. What was happening was that he was taking on board what his tutor was saying and the work they'd done. He'd been taking that home, using it for his assignments, and we hadn't realised the impact that that had been having on him. And you should have seen his face when he walked in and told us that he got 17 out of 20 in the English assignment. Not even he knew that he could do that. And to see him so proud of himself was incredible. We have a year 3 student who saw us last year and still sees us this year. And this year 3 student used to get stomach aches when she went to school. She was horrified about doing her maths, and she literally didn't want to go to school. She felt so sick and so sore. And it turns out that her maths was straight after recess, and every recess she'd get a stomach ache and go to sick bay. And all that was happening was that she was terrified of doing maths because she was scared of getting it wrong. And when we sat down with her and she worked with her tutor, we realised that she was actually really good at her maths and she knew how to do it, but she was really scared about being put on the spot. They had tables races in class, and that was terrifying for her. And as soon as we helped her to break that down and to understand how times tables worked, and that she did know all of her times tables and could remember any of them at any time, she suddenly felt a lot better going to school. She actually likes going now. She doesn't get stomach aches. She even puts her hand up in maths, and it's just changed dramatically the level of confidence that she has at school.